Hi there, my name is Paula Sturm. I'm the owner of Radically Nourished, and I'm a registered dietitian and functional medical nutritionist. And in this tip, I want to talk about detoxification and ways to support your body's natural detoxification abilities, which our body does have. And I want to talk about using more natural and gentler ways of detoxification and supporting your body's detoxification pathways versus doing harsh detoxes or intense fasts or juice cleanses, those types of things, or just drinking tea all day long, or whatever the fad is in the detoxification realm. And there are many different ways we can support our body just in a everyday basis to help our body with its own detoxification capacity. And this is by using food and lifestyle and staying hydrated. So let's talk about some of those things. Um, so just talking about some of those harsher detoxes or some of the fad detoxes that might be out there that are being promoted, sometimes they can be too harsh for your body. So you just never know where your body is and what it can handle in the moment. So not understanding what your body is doing and how this detox could impact you could lead to some hormonal disruptions or just really not feeling well or some other, stuff that you may not want to deal with. So you really want to make sure if you want to do anything more formal that you're seeking out someone like myself to help you through it. Like what does your body need in the moment? Where do we want to go first? And how do we want to support it? So if you're unaware of where your body's at in the moment and what your body needs, just doing some of these tips that I'm going to talk about today can help your body do this stuff naturally. So, first and foremost, we want to make sure we're staying hydrated. Water is incredibly important for helping our body flush toxins through our kidneys and supporting healthy digestion. And oftentimes, people are dehydrated or not getting enough water, and they're choosing other beverages maybe that aren't as supportive. So, we're running at least in a minor dehydration status. So, we want to try to aim for half of our body weight in ounces of water each day. And you can include things like lemon water or herbal teas in that. But for the most part, we want to try to get a nice filtered clear water in during the day. And then there's ways you can support your liver function by choosing foods like cruciferous vegetables, in particular, like broccoli and kale and broccoli sprouts and Brussels sprouts and collard greens, and there's a number of other ones, arugula, those types of things. And beets are really helpful for supporting your liver and gallbladder. And you could also use some teas like milk thistle tea or dandelion tea, but you only want to maybe have that once a day if you want a little bit of extra support for helping your liver function better. And then moving your body. So, exercise is really important for helping your body detoxify. If our lymphatic system is stagnant, then we're not eliminating toxins as well as we could. Our lymphatic system needs that muscle movement in order to flush through. And your lymphatic system is important for moving toxins. So, stretching, walking, yoga, weightlifting, rebounding, jumping on a rebounder, all of those things are great for lymphatic flow. And then we want to make sure we're prioritizing fiber, making sure we're getting enough fiber to help bind up toxins in our gut and eliminate them through our stool. So, foods like chia seeds, flax seeds, psyllium, oats, greens, leafy greens, vegetables, fruits, strawberries, berries, all really helpful for adding fiber to our diet. And then deep breathing can be really helpful, that moving of oxygen. And oftentimes we aren't breathing as well as we could during the day. When we're busy or we're stressed, we're breathing really shallow and we're not getting full oxygenating breaths in during the day. And that oxygen helps our body detoxify and also reduce stress. If we're stressed in a stress state, our body's organs aren't functioning as well as they could. So we want to make sure we're taking moments where we deep breathe, moving our diaphragm, and moving our diaphragm helps massage our internal organs, which also helps with detoxification as well. So practicing slow diaphragmatic breathing a few times a day is important. And then helping your skin. Your skin is one of your biggest detoxification organs. And so promoting some sweating, whether that's through a sauna or an infrared sauna or exercise where we're sweating, can help with stimulating your circulation and moving lymphatic flow and moving toxins through your sweat. You can also take Epsom salt baths, and that is great if you take a nice warm bath, which would promote sweat, and then that Epsom salt can come in. It's very high in sulfur and magnesium that helps your body with detoxification as well. And sleep, we can't forget about sleep. Sleep is critical for healthy detoxification. So if our body isn't getting a good 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, we're missing especially some brain inflammation. There's a glymphatic system in our brain. And in order to clear that glymphatic system, we have to sleep. It doesn't clear itself or detoxify itself when we're not sleeping, as well as our digestion as well. So we want to make sure we're not eating 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. So while we're sleeping, our GI tract can do its migrating motor complex, sweeping and cleaning our GI tract and making sure that it's nice and clean. So sleep is important. When we're eating is also important. And then some key foods to support detoxification: turmeric, garlic, green tea, gut-friendly foods like fermented foods and kimchi, resistant fibers coming in from fruits and vegetables and complex grains, and hydrating foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and celery are great for kidney health. And then what we want to avoid. So though I talked about everything that we want to do, but then there's some critical things that we want to avoid that could actually make things more toxic in our body. Reducing processed foods and alcohol and refined sugars burden our detoxification pathways. Choosing more organic foods and less processed unorganic foods to eliminate or at least reduce our exposure to herbicides and pesticides and artificial colors and those types of things. And then also, we want to look at what we're putting on our body. So, what are we using for cleaning products, our detergent, our laundry care, our dishes, all of those things that we're getting on our skin that can absorb into our skin. About 80% of the products that we use that get on our skin actually absorb into our bloodstream. So, we want to be aware of what we're putting on our body as well, and choosing more environmentally friendly options and more green or cleaner options for our skincare, body care, and cleaning products. So I hope you found that useful for detoxification. Reach out if you have any questions.